Hello friends, in this session we are going to see the explanation of the boy who broke the bank. Nathu grumbled to himself as he swept the steps of the Nagar bank owned by Seth Govindaram. Nathu grumbled to himself, means showed his critical attitude. He complained to himself as he swept the steps of the Nagar bank. And who was the owner of the bank? Yes, the owner of the bank was Seth Govindram. Now, he swept the steps of the Nagar bank. He swept the steps. Now, this sentence is written in simple past tense. So, he swept the steps. Now, if you want to change the voice of this sentence, how will you change? Actually, the sentence is written in active voice. He swept the steps. So, he is the subject, swept is the verb which is in the past tense form, and the steps is the object. So, if you want to change the voice of this sentence, you have to begin the sentence with the object, that is the steps. Or it may be asked in the examination that begin the sentence with the steps. If you want to begin the sentence with the steps, then you have to invert the sentence construction, that is the steps. Now here the sentence is written in simple past, therefore we have to take were. So the steps were swept is a past participle form. So the steps were swept by, then we have to take the by, and he will convert it into him. So the passive construction of this sentence is the steps were swept by him. He used the small broom hurriedly and carelessly. So, in this sentence, once again, what is the tense of this sentence? Exactly, it's a simple past tense, used. So, used is a verb. So, it's a simple past tense. So, he used the small broom hurriedly and carelessly. How did he use the broom? He used it with means hurriedly and carelessly. So what are the adverbs used over here? Yes, both the words having ly suffix, they are the adverbs over here. So hurriedly and carelessly are the adverbs. So he used the small broom hurriedly and carelessly, and the dust, after rising in a cloud above his head, settled down again on the steps. So whatever work we do hurriedly and carelessly, so same work you have to, you won't get the work in a better way. So the dust which was rising over there, it was once again it used to settle down on the steps. So as Nathu was banging his pan against the dustbin, Sitaram, the washerman's son, passed by. So as Nathu was banging his pan against a dustbin. So who was banging his pan against the dustbin? Nathu. So Nathu is a sweeper man. So what does Nathu do? He was just banging, means Nathu, he was banging the pan against the dustbin, means, and Sitaram, the washerman's son, he passed by at the same time. So who was Sitaram? Exactly, Sitaram was the washerman's son and he passed by that. So Sitaram was on his delivery round. He had a bundle of freshly pressed clothes balanced on his head. So what was Sitaram doing? Sitaram was on his delivery round. So as he was the washerman, so he had a bundle of freshly pressed clothes. It was neatly balanced on his head. So that was the condition over there. And while passing through there, what he what did he ask? He called out to Nathu, "Don't raise such dust." Means don't lift such dust. Are you annoyed because they are still refusing to pay you an extra 2 rupees a month? He's asking them, are you still angry? Are you still annoyed? And he also asked him, don't raise the dust, means not to raise the dust. So the sweeper man, he called out Nathu. The Superman told Nathu not to raise such dust. So this way you can convert that into indirect speech. As you annoyed, are you annoyed? Okay. So Nathu said, I don't wish to talk about it, complained the superman. He complained that he didn't wish to talk about it. I haven't even received my regular pay. And he also told that, he also added that he hadn't even received his regular pay. And this is the 20th of the month. Then also he didn't get the salary. So who would think a bank could hold up a poor man's salary? Who would think that a bank would hold up a poor man's salary? Now, as you added that as soon as I get my money, I'm off. Not another week. I work in this place. So as soon as I get my money, I'm off. He said that as soon as he will get the money, he will leave the job, and not another week he would work in that place. So Nathu banged the pan once again against the dustbin several times, just to emphasize his point and giving himself confidence. So just he want to emphasize his point. So which word is so here you have one infinitive form used over here. So what is the infinitive form? Will you please underline that? Yes. So to emphasize is the infinitive form used over here. To emphasize means draw attention to or to assert. He just wanted to assert his point. He wanted to draw the attention on his point and giving himself a confidence. So, well, I wish you luck, said Sitaram. I will keep a lookout for any job that might suit you. So he plodded barefoot. Plodded means walked heavily. Barefoot means he did not wear any chappal or slipper. So at the fourth home he visited, Sitaram heard the lady of the house mention that she was in need of a sweeper. So tying his bundle together, he said, I know of a sweeper boy who is looking for work. He can start from next month. He is with the bank just now, but they aren't giving him his pay and he wants to leave. So at the fourth home he visited, Sitaram heard a lady of the house. She mentioned that she was in the need of the sweeper. So Sitaram wants to help her, and he, tying his bundle together, he said, I know of a sweeper boy who is looking for work. That he knew of a sweeper boy who was looking for work. He is with the bank just now and they aren't giving him his pay. He also added that, and he wants to leave. One infinitive form. So what is that? To leave. Exactly. So he is with the bank just now. So right now he is with the bank, but he wants to. They are not paying him properly, and therefore he wants to leave the job. So Mrs. Srivastav said, "Is that so? Well, tell him to come and see me tomorrow." And she told him that, "Is that so? Then tell him to come and see her tomorrow. Tomorrow means the next day. And Sitaram, glad that he had been of service of both the customer and his friend, so hoisted his bag on his shoulders and went his way. So Sitaram, he was happy that he had been of service of both the customer as well as his friend. So he hoisted his bag. Hoisted means raised to the higher position on his shoulder, and he went his way. So went is the past tense of go, therefore it is simple past tense. Mrs. Srivastav had to do some shopping. She gave instruction to Aya about looking after the baby and told the cook not to be late with the midday meal. Then she set out for the People Nagar marketplace to make her customary tour of clothes shops. Now Mrs. Srivastav, she had to do some shopping. So as she is from the wealthy family, and therefore she wants to go for the shopping, and therefore she gave instruction to Aya. Aya means the woman who looks after the baby. So she gave instruction about looking after the baby and told the cook not to be late with the midday meal. So cook is there, Aya is there. Then she set out for the People Nagar marketplace to make her customary tour of clothes shop. Customary means usual or habitual. So then after giving instruction to the workers in her house, she set out for the People Nagar marketplace to make her shopping and customary tour to the clothes shops. A large shady tamarind tree grew at one end of the bazaar. How is the tree? It's a large, shady, and which tree is there? It's a tamarind tree. So it grew. Where did it grow? It grew at the one end of the bazaar, and it was here that Mrs. Srivastav found her friend Mrs. Bhushan. And what was Mrs. Bhushan doing over there? Mrs. Bhushan was sheltering from the heat. So Mrs. Bhushan was fanning herself with a large handkerchief. She complained of the summer, which she affirmed was definitely the hottest in the history of the People Nagar. She said that this is the hottest summer in the history of the People Nagar. So she then showed Mrs. Srivastav a sample of cloth she was going to buy, and for 5 minutes they discussed its shade, its texture, its design. Having exhausted with this topic, Mrs. Srivastav said, "Do you know, my dear, that Seth Govindram's bank can't even pay its employees? Only this morning I heard a complaint from their sweeper, who hasn't received his wages for over a month." And she said that if she knew about Seth Govindram's bank even can't pay its employees. Now, the people, they had different perception on the same issue. So only this morning I heard a complaint from their sweeper, who hasn't received his wages for over a month. Shocking, remarked Mrs. Bhushan. If they can't pay the sweeper, they must be in a bad way. None of the others could be getting paid either. She said that is shocking news. If they can't pay the sweeper, they must be in a bad way, bad condition. And none of the others could be getting paid either. And she drawn the conclusion from that. She left Mrs. Srivastav at the tamarind tree and went in search of her husband, who was sitting in front of the Kamal Kishore's photography shop, talking with the owner. So where was her husband? He was in front of the Kamal Kishore's photography shop. And what was he doing? He was talking with the owner. So Mrs. Bhushan cried, "So there you are," cried Mrs. Bhushan. "I have been looking for you for almost an hour. Where did you disappear?" Mrs. Bhushan shouted that, "So there you are. and she had been looking for him for almost an hour. And she also asked him, "Where you disappeared?" "Nowhere," replied Mrs. Bhushan. "Had you remained stationary in one shop, I might have found you. But you go from one shop to another like a bee in a flower garden." Mr. Bhushan said that, "Nowhere, I didn't go anywhere." Had you remained stationary in one shop means, had you stationary means stable or not moving. So you didn't stay at one particular shop, no? So if you could have remained in one shop, he might have found her. But she went from one shop to another, and he compared her with a bee in a flower garden. Don't start grumbling. Grumbling means don't complain. The heat is tying enough, there is too much hot, and she didn't know she said that she didn't know what was happening to People Nagar. She also added that even the bank's about to go bankrupt. "What's that?" said Kamal Kishore, sitting up suddenly. "Which bank?" So Kamal Kishore said that, "What's that? Which bank?" So what is that? Which bank? Now see, mark here, these types of sentences are called as the interrogative sentences. Why? The People Nagar Bank, of course. She said that, why the People Nagar's bank, of course. And she heard they have stopped paying their employees. And she also asked him that not to tell her that his account is there in that bank. "No, but my neighbor has," he exclaimed, and he called out over the low partition to the keeper of the barber shop next door. So Mr. Kishore's account was not there in the bank, but he said that my account is not there, but my neighbor has. So called out over the low partition of the keeper of the barber shop next door, "Deepchand, have you heard the latest?" "Deepchand, तुमने सुना क्या? Latest news is there. The People Nagar Bank is about to collapse. You would better get your money out as soon as you can." Now see, the news went into the barber shop. Now what will happen? So Deepchand, who was cutting the hair of an elderly gentleman, was so startled that his hand shook and he nicked his customer's right ear. So Deepchand, who was cutting the hair of an elderly gentleman, he was so startled, he was shocked with the news that his hand shook and his nicked means he cut slightly his customer's right ear, and the customer yelped with pain and distress. So yelp means the customer also shouted, he cried. Pain because the cut, and the distress because of the awful news he had just heard. So pain because of the cut and distress because of the awful news he had just heard. Friends, will continue the remaining part of the lesson in the next part. So thank you for watching this video and keep watching our next videos. Thanks a lot.